So welcome to today's class. As a quick reminder, yesterday we introduced this concept of partial referencing. Yeah, partial referencing, we've just begun. We actually did our first class yesterday. So then today I would want us straight, ladies and gentlemen, to first of all recap. Let's do a recap here. Let's do a recap of what we were studying yesterday. So especially number one, on how we do the multiplication table. So multiplication table. All right, multiplication table. This is so important to us, multiplication table, very, very important. For those of us who would want to take this discussion a notch higher and perhaps do financial modeling with me, it will be very important for you to understand how we do this multiplication table. So remember those Kasuku books? At the behind of those Kasuku books, we used to have multiplication tables running like this. Yeah, great. And then we have another column here, 1 to 9. You can use sequence, although we said we shall learn about sequence in another class. Yeah. So you have 1 all the way to what here? 1 all the way to 9, like that. So remember the multiplication table, how it used to move. So we have here 1 by 1, you write an answer here. 1 by 2, you write 2. 1 by 3, you write 3, like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to make this column E bold, column E bold, because column E, you can see it's a benchmark. It is an outer column. So come to E here, just click E. You will be able to highlight the entire E. You click the entire E and then you say Control B. So this is really bold now. So the same. This as well is supposed to be bold here. This row number 6. The whole of this row number 6 is a title row. So Control, in this case here, bold. And then, ladies and gentlemen, as I start, I would want to recognize my references. So in this case here, we have said column E is a reference column. So I'll write here that column E is a reference column. And therefore, what should we do with column E? If it's a reference column, we shall dollarize it. We shall put $1 before it. That means that we put $1 before E. We put $1 before E. It's a reference column. On the same note, you can see row number 6. So row number 6 as well is going to be a pivot to us. So we have here row 6 is a reference or a pivot, is a reference. And therefore, what are we saying, ladies and gentlemen? That put $1 before the reference. So before 6, i.e., what do? We are saying that we should lock 6. So we lock E and we lock 6 in our multiplication. This is what we said. We said we come here. We say equals to begin our multiplication. So you're taking this one, and you can see when I take this one, I have E and the 7. And you're the ones in this case, you have told me between the two column E is a reference. So if it's a reference, put $1 before E. So just come at the back here slightly here, go back a little bit. After equals, please go ahead and put shift 4. So that now we have the $, affecting E alone. $, doesn't affect 7 here. So you can't use the F4. You're using shift 4. And then you come, ladies and gentlemen, here and continue with this journey. You say times, you say this 1 here. So when you pick this 1, you can see this in red, F6. And you're the ones who have told me that Mwalimu, row 6, number 6 is supposed to be a reference. And if it is supposed to be a reference, what do? Put $1 before 6. You lock 6 alone. It's called partial reference. It's called partial reference. So you come here in between F and 6. I'm only targeting to put this dollar before 6. So in between F and 6 there, where we have 6, ladies and gentlemen, come here right away, say shift, dollar like that. And then you say enter. And now once you say enter, you can now come and pull this down. Yeah, signifying what? 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 9 is 9. And then you go by the side, hold this tail like that with the autofill positive sign. You move like this until you see 81. 9 times 9, 81. So I don't know whether now with this recap, there is any student who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done. You must also recap. You can't tell me that Mwalimu, now I understood this yesterday, now I'm not going to do it. You have to repeat. But with Excel, we keep on growing every other day. We keep on growing every other day through practice, through repetition, through practice, through repetition. Without knowing this, you can never know financial modeling. You can never know financial modeling. Yeah, the class is for 2 hours. The class is for 2 hours. All right. No, this is a second class, although we are repeating most of the times. I got 0 all through. I got 0, and I know why you'll get 0 all through. I know why you'll get 0 all through. I'll be able to repeat thank you so much because of speaking. Nowadays, vijana wakisema Gen Z, sema ikutoke. Sema ikutoke. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me repeat here. So, and as I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, I would just want to control Z. I would want in this case here to just show you the mistakes that I know people do. I know some people may have taken here, they took this 1, and then they decided to use F4. They decided to use F4. If you decide to use F4, so you're going to have $2. And then you say times, don't repeat this, don't do this, times, again, they use F4. So $2. This is called full referencing. Full referencing, if you use full referencing here, you'll be wrong. So if I come under sales and gentlemen here, control enter, and then I start in this case, you know the autofill. We have in this case here, this positive, which is just hot air. It is basically used for highlighting purposes. This one is used for highlighting purposes. But we have this one here, which is the autofill, this positive here. So you take it to the cage here, the autofill, you can see inside it's full with black dark things. So then now you should be able to come and drag. How do you drag? If you have a mouse, so you do your left click, hold on to it permanently, and then you drag it down. If you have a mouse pad, so the mouse pad, the left finger will hold on to the mouse pad. You hold on to the mouse pad, and then this other right hand finger, now you can use it to move down. So you see in this case here, you are autofilling. So like now this one here will not be correct. You're going to get 1, 1, 1 throughout, because you have done a big mistake here of doing full referencing. This cannot be full referencing. Please allow me to delete this and then I start afresh. Look at what I'm doing. When I drew this table, in my case, I have column E being reference. Column E is reference. And if column E is reference, I was able to come reference. Why? Because I'll be referring to column E throughout. So for example, when I say 1 times 1, then I'll move to 1 times 2. You can see I'm going back to 1. 1 times 3. So it's something that has to be something that has to be held somewhere. So E alone is the one to be held somewhere. As I move down, I would expect this to change. But as I move across like that, I expect this 1 to remain 1, 1, 1 constant like that. So, and I was able to write here. In your case, because you never drew your table with me exactly like at E and at 6 there, yours could be, for example, at H here and maybe at something there. But I've been able to identify here that column E is a reference. Column E is a reference. And if it's a reference, you shall put $1 before it. So then you shall be able to come here and you say equals. So you come and pick this. When I pick these, I'm able to get the cell reference here, E7. And it is E alone to be referenced, not E and 7. So you put the dollar before E. You put the dollar before E. So you come here after equals, and then you say dollar. Then you say dollar like that. And then you continue with the journey. You say times, you say times. In this case here, come and pick this other one. And here in this one, you can see we have said 6 is a whole reference row, because I'll be saying 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3. I'm going back to this. So I've said this 6 is a whole. Here, row 6 is a reference. Put a dollar before 6. So then come here before 6. You have to be very careful when you are doing financial modeling. You must know what you're supposed to dollarize. So in this case here, it is 6 that I want to dollarize. So come here straight away and say shift dollar. And then you say control enter. And then now you should be able to come here and do what here? You should be able to come now and drag nicely. Now everything will fall in place. And then you come and drag across. You drag across. Now you should be able to get 81 like that. So is there somebody who has been able to do? Remember we said in Excel, anytime you get anything in Excel right, you must dance a little bit. Dancing is the game. And keep on asking questions kindly. Ask as many questions as possible, because that shows that you want to learn, Yeah, very good. Yeah, that shows you want to learn. That shows you want to learn. Okay, Matthew is dancing the wrong way, Mwalimu. Let me see Matthew. Where is Matthew here? I can't see his dancing style. But this person called Sylvia, have you been able to see now how I drag? Doris Kaimba, have you been able to get 81 at the end of the day? I've not seen the two of you dancing. Once more, I was getting a pen, you notice. All right. You don't need a pen here. You don't need a pen here. All right. And this is really a simple thing. We've said, look at what Mwalimu has done. And I was able to make this bold. E is a column of reference. E must be withheld. And at the same time, you can see 6, this 6, row 6 must be withheld. So I've said here column E is reference, put a dollar before it, and row 6 is reference, put a dollar before it. So when I come here, and then I say equals, I pick this one, I've said here E is reference, come and in this case here, put a dollar. So dollar, like that. Before E alone, times, come and pick this one here, all right. And you can see row 6 in my case is reference. So come and put a dollar here before 6. And I know the mistake students are doing, they're trying to look for E and the 6 in their case, and yet we don't have E and the 6 there. All right. So control enter, and then you will be able to come and pick this down. And then be able to come and pick this by the side. So can I get to see, ladies and gentlemen, any student who has been able to do this? Any student who has been able to do this? Any student who has been able to do this, can they share their screen? 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 Please ensure that you are dancing physically. Even those guys who are at home, myself, I normally stand up and get to dance a lot. Because anytime I discover Excel, yeah, you can see like now him, he used D and 2 or 3. And that's very good. I can see what tab is doing there. I can see what tab is doing there. Tab screen is coming up. Matthew, now I can see you at the corner there, Matthew. Is it very hot, Matthew, in West Pokot? Is it very hot, Matthew, in West Pokot? Yeah, started. Remember, I'll also be giving. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. You guys are great. Irene Chore, 81. Thank you so much. You guys, once you get 81, you are really, really a very good student. You are really, really a very good student. Thank you so much. Then if you allow me, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to go to something different. Now, one thing you will see happening, thank you so much. I've seen something nice there. One thing you will see happening as we continue is that we are going to make use of this dollarization thing a lot. I don't know whether you great students of mine are able to remember what you did in high school. In high school, there is something very important that you did, what you used to call compound interest. We used to call this one compound interest. Compound interest. And if you remember compound interest, we used to say amount equals principal into 1 plus r raised to. Raised to is on top of number 6. So raised to our end, if you remember very well. Yeah, compound interest, compounding. Yeah, it is also there in financial management at the intermediate level. Compounding and discounting, the opposite of discounting, compounding. Such that if you are given, for example, principal, if they give you principal here, principal, they give you principal of say 10,000. They give you principal of 10,000. They give you the rate of interest is 10%. Rate of interest is 10%. Then we have N. N in this case here, number of years, or rather N, yeah, they give you N here, number of years. So number of years, N, number of years. So on a number of years, these ninjas can come and tell you, do like what we call sensitivity. So they give you 1 there, 2 there, 3 there. They give you 4 like that. They give you 5 like that. And then now they'll come and ask you to provide amount along here. To provide amount along there. So it's very easy for you to do that. This is our formula. One thing you're supposed to know is that this principle is going to be constant. As I go to I go to J, I go to K, principle is going to be constant throughout. And this R is going to be constant throughout. So I have to lock them. Unatega, wala ambao mlikuwa mnaonyesha mogara mkiwa vijana wadogo, unatega isipite, unatega isiruke juu. So kuja useme hapa amount equals, principal is this 10. Now you see this 10,000, of course you can decide to lock the whole of it and you still get it right. But now I'm teaching you financial modeling. What I want to happen is that as I move on to the right, I would want in this case here H to be fully blocked. H to be fully blocked. It is the H that I want to be fully blocked as I move on to the right. So when I come before H, the one you are blocking, ile unatega is H. Put $1 here. Quite tricky, but you'll get used to this as we get along. Remember in Excel, whenever there are brackets, you must say times, always. So you say times, you open brackets, you say 1, I'm following this formula. So 1 plus, then we have this R. This R as well, the rate is not going to change as I move like that. So again, it is a H, which I'm going to block here, which I'm going to lock here. So before a H, where you're seeing H, you come and put $1, shift $. All right. And then now you'll be able to come here and close your brackets. And then you say raised to. So you can't say raised to 1, you raise to this 1 here. 1 here, like that. And this one, I cannot lock it. Why? Because this one, when I move to the right, it's going to change to 2. It's going to change to 3. So I can't lock this one. I can't lock that one. It's going to change. But you see, 10% should remain 10%, 10%, 10%. As I move, the H will be replicated constantly. So the other one I cannot lock. So come here and say Control Enter. I'm getting 11,000. That is principal and interest end of year 1. And then now you pull this. The power of Excel. Once you know what to lock and what not to lock, you are done. Once you know what to lock and what not to lock, you are done. So now you can see the amounts are here, ladies and gentlemen, given very, very well. The amounts are here, given very, very, very well. I like doing this in Power BI. Power BI is very, very good. And that's why I'm connecting the two in this great course. And of course, I would want, this is the last class that I'm doing for free. I would expect now not to share free links with you. I expect all my students here to register in my Excel class. We have various, very great short courses happening at RCM. Please get ahead and ask for more information regarding these short courses. Our number is 0719 525 000 0719 525 000. And remember, just like Matthew, we saw Matthew, who is at a very, very hot area in West Pokot, dancing physically. Although somebody told me that he was dancing in the wrong way, I wish I saw him with my own eyes. So that's what we expect. When you get it right, even the pattern of dancing does not matter. You just dance. You just get to dance. Once you get this, is really, really very good. Once you understand that thing of every class I'm going to teach, I must always talk about dollarization. The dollarization. I must always talk about dollarization. So ensure that we are dancing at, in this case here, uniting RCM, join late. Okay. How much we are charging? 2,500. Yeah, Samuel, thank you for asking that question. This minus n is when you're discounting, minus you're subtracting. It's when you're discounting. Here I'm compounding. You're going to see my figure is becoming huge and huge. As I progress, my figure is becoming huge and huge. Yeah, the dollar is used always to lock. The dollar is always used to lock. The dollar is used to lock. The dollar is used to lock. What I will be able to do, for the sake of the students who came in a little bit late, I'll just repeat one more time, quite at a high speed, so that I can now go to the next thing. After all, those students have still a video. A video will be availed. I want to believe now you have become members of what here? The learning management system. Here I've not seen so many dances, so I have to repeat. Yeah, somebody is telling me I repeat multiplication table. These are very complicated concept. Not complicated concept, but we have a time frame. So you'll allow me to not answer all your questions because I have I have a target here. But the good thing is that you have the videos, which you guys will be able to watch later. Nevertheless, I will repeat the one of amount. The one of amount, I will be able to repeat. All right. So you see, no, it stands for a number of years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we start with the first year. You've said you come and say equals. We have the formula. Amount equals principal into 1 plus r raised to n. This positive n, that means what you're compounding, right? So equals, the principal is here. So remember this principle, as I move on to the right, as I go to I, J, K, the principal will always remain principal. Principal is the same. So column H has to be locked. So just before H, you simply say shift dollar. And then you'll be able to come and say times. You must always say times in Excel, whenever you're putting brackets. Yeah. So we have here 1 plus, then we have the rate. The rate is there. So this rate, even if I go to column I, column J, the 10% will always remain to be 10%. So H here has to be locked. Not fully, but partially locked. All right. And then we'll be able to come here. I know the mistake that guys are making. I know. I've taught Excel over 15 years. So I know. So it came to raise. You see, raised is shift 6. When it came to raising, you guys never said raise to this. You said raise to 1. If you say raise to 1 when you move, your thing will not be movable. You must raise this with this cell, called 1. And then you say control enter. And then now you drag this. So I don't know whether after now doing this, I'll be able to see a few fellas dancing. I don't know whether after doing this, you'll be able to see a few fellas dancing. A few fellas now must be able to dance. A few fellas must be able to dance. It's only 2 guys. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Got it. Great. How do you put the dollar? Shift 4. Shift 4, Ronaldo. Shift 4. Shift 4. At least I can see someone else here dancing. Jerome is dancing. Tabby is dancing. Great. So please, anybody who is not dancing, it's quite unfortunate, but I'm so sure you'll be able to work around with this particular video. You'll be able to work around with this particular video. The raise is shift 6. Yeah. Oh my God, I got it. How do you put the power? Shift 6. Shift 6, you're able to see that raised. Now, Hulo, are you able to confirm you've seen it? Samuel, I don't know whether that is gymnastic Samuel, although it's still very good. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you allow me, I'll be able to take you to a different a parameter, a different parameter, a different parameter. And this parameter, ladies and gentlemen, is which parameter here? A different metric. If you allow me, there is something in accounting that is really, really important. What we call concatenation. I hope you are able to see on this booklet that I shared yesterday. I hope you are able to see concatenation. Yeah, to concatenate, to concatenate is to put together. Concatenate, 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 concatenate means putting together. Putting together, putting together. All right. So you can either, in this case here, this putting together, you can either use the concatenate function or you use the ampersand. This one here. Yeah, this one here, which is shift 7, ampersand. Yeah. So if, for example, ladies and gentlemen, you told me to concatenate ABC with this 1, 2, 3, you put them together in one cell. If you told me to do that, what I will do, it's a function, so I must start with equals, and then I press concat. I can see it is here. I can either use it in full or in short. I'm used to this concat. To concatenates a list of range of text strings, put them together. So I'm going to use this concat. So I will tab this concat to take it to the cell. And then you come and pick text 1. You can see there, comma. And then you pick text 2. The ones you want to concatenate, the ones you want to put together, the ones you want to put together, you say enter. You can see I've been able to put them on one cell. Allow me to repeat this, ladies and gentlemen. What have I done? Equals, start typing concat. You can see it has come in blue. One time, and I've always told you this story, I've always been invited by students. I've always been invited by students, in this case here, to go for some lunch. And at times, in this case here, these students here take these old mzee to some clubs, which are clubs for very young people. Like there is a student who took me to Quavers. So they are still, they have good food. Even if, of course, what happens there is quite not for my age. All right. So I'm there. So at times I see people doing something crazy. So somebody in this case here buys, is it man of blue label? All right. So once they buy this man of blue label, so we have in this case here, some ladies in this case here coming with this bottle. I mean, it's like they're having a celebration, right? Yeah. So they come with some lights, they sell, I mean, they're celebrating. I mean, somebody who has bought this bottle. So when this bottle comes, yeah, so these young men again, it's like they want to continue with that celebration by even praying for this bottle. All right. So it's man of blue label. So what do I normally see them doing? They are praying and then they are tapping it. I don't know the kind of prayers they were doing there. They were tapping it like this and they were praying for it serious like that. So for us, it's not tapping, but tab. The tab function is on top of your caps lock. The tab function is on top of your caps lock. So whenever you are doing something in Excel, whenever you are doing something in Excel, and then you start typing, and then you realize as I'm typing here, I can see concatenate, this con. You can see it is here. It's now in blue. It's either you double click it here or you simply tab like those young men, the way they tab Smirnoff, you tab it. When you tab it, it goes up there. And then now you can see they want me to give them this ABC concatenated, joined together with 1, 2, 3. So you come and say ABC. You see, it guides you. It has syntax that guides you. Then you say comma, then we have text 2. So text 2 is 1, 2, 3. You close brackets, you'll have concatenated. Is there somebody who can help Mwalimu share this Excel? I'm so sure you guys can help me do that. Somebody can help me do that. Share this Excel in the, all right. in the chat area there, somebody should be able to help Mwalimu share for Mwalimu this Excel here. But now there is one problem. You see, at the end of the day, they'll want these concatenated characters. Yes, they should be on one cell. They should be on one cell. Let me just come here. Yes, they should be on one cell. So we have A, B, C. Then we have, in this case here, for example, 1, 2, 3. They should be on one cell, yes, but having a space in between them. So equals, I come and say concatenate, I tab seriously, we have ABC, then I say comma. But you see, I want space in between them. So how do I put this space in between them? It's very easy. I'll be able to come and say shift, open quotation, space, close quotation, and then I treat this as a special character. I say comma, I take that 1, 2, 3 there. So the open quotation, I hope you are able to see open quotation near enter, near enter. So when you say enter, then you'll be able to see ABC 1, 2, 3 together. ABC 1, 2, 3 together. Concatenation is a special character, is a special functionality in Excel that each accountant must know. Because what happens, you will come and tell these characters who are putting in names of students, for example, even at RCM. So a character comes and says here, Joshua Aura, we have here Tabitha Karanja, and of course others, right? And of course others, ladies and gentlemen. So then you come and discover, I mean, these guys ought to have put their full names in one cell. So you don't have to tell these fellas that, hey, you need to start from scratch. No, tell them there is what we call concatenation. Concatenate your characters. So equals concatenation like that. So text one. And then, of course, in between Joshua and Aura, I expect there to be space. So I will say comma, open quotation, space, close quotation marks, comma, because I'm following this. And then we have Aura. And then I should be able to come and close. And then I should be able to say Control Enter. Once I've done that for one ninja, the other ninja will come and simply do like that. And I can see Tabitha Karanja. Things now there have happened. Things there have happened very well. Now you can see all of them are able to fit on one cell, and there is a space in between them. There's a space in between them. So is there somebody who, and this happens every other day. Concatenation is very, very serious. For example, I could concatenate this even with their email addresses, etc, etc. We shall overcome, but I can't see nobody dancing. 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 At the concatenate is very good when you're preparing SHA and SSF. Great. Yeah, great, great. Concatenate is a key thing. So Jocelyn, if you don't mind, I don't know whether you have an example that you can use to show us how you are able to do this concatenate for the SHA and NSSF practically. You can coin a few names here and there and use fictitious numbers. When you are ready, tell us how you use concatenation at your workplace. That will be very, very good. That will be very, very good. Concatenate. Great. Yeah, somebody should be able to share this Excel so they don't help Mwalimu. Even preparing payroll. So N, I expect you to have like a few. I expect you to have like a few examples here and then tell me, Mwalimu, I'm ready. And then I give you a chance, you share your screen. But don't share names of your company's employees. You simply use dummy names. Dummy names. You don't want to be sued, especially when I take this thing to YouTube. Data protection. But I would really, really love to see how you're using these things in your workplaces. I would really, really love to see. So we have here N, and then we have Jocelyn. I'm waiting to get a signal from you that how do we use. Thank you so much, Agri, for sharing this. Thank you so much, Agri, for sharing that. So now I believe everybody now is on board. Everybody now is on board. Now we should be able to study this very well. And I'm so happy because most of us, the emojis that I have here, the ones that are applicable, are these emojis that are laughing. Great. Great. Not the sad ones, not the sad ones, but we shall overcome. 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 Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that nobody is asking any questions there, please allow me. No, Sylvia, we're not having any class at 8 p.m. from that. We said we are strictly going by the timetable. So no class at 8 p.m. because I think at 8 p.m. you have QuickBooks. We have QuickBooks. At 8 p.m. we have QuickBooks, although I will be very free. Great. So I can see what Sony is mentioning there. Great. So about Joshua Ura in one cell, and I want to separate. Again, you can be able to do that very, very well, but I'll be able to demonstrate that after these students, for example, I've gone through this concatenation practice, and then I'll be able to introduce something new about separation. I have that in my plan. All right. Rose, we shall talk about that. We shall talk about that. I got it. Great. Oh, Doris, are you saying that you are ready to demonstrate something? Do you want me to allow you to share? You have some information about how you're using this practically at your workplace. I allow you to share your screen and you show us, or you got how to do this. Yeah, please, anybody, if you come across a concept that you're using at your workplace, ensure that you are sharing that particular knowledge with us. Yeah, I will be able to ensure that it is posted immediately. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, from there are things. As I give you a project, because I shall give you a project before I give you a certificate, you share the formula. No. The formula will not be very good. The formula will not be very good for me. How I wish you can just connect your laptop directly. Now, there are things I don't expect you to. I mean, of course, everybody knows this. So this concept of upper, lower, and proper. Yeah, we must know how to format our. So for example, you're given this quite a huge German word like that. And then you want, in this case here, all these letters to be uppercase. Uppercase. Uppercase means capital. So you simply come say equals upper. So I hope you are seeing this upper, lower, and proper. This is the worksheet I'm working with. So you say equals, then you say upper, and then you pick the text here from the beginning. And then you say enter. Oh, everything is uppercase, capital letters. And I can still have the same. You see, like now I have some 4 letters here, 4 or 5 letters here, which are capital. I can still have the same, everything being in lower. So lower equals lower. You say tab, then you pick it. Everything will be lower. The one that I want to bring to your attention, which I would always want you to be applying, is the one where the first letter is capital and then every other thing is small case. First letter is capital and then every other thing is small case. We call that one here the proper. So equals proper, tab, then you come and pick this. And then you say enter. I think that's really, really easy. And all of you are able to do this. Is that okay? Are we able to do that? How I wish I would get the Y for yes. Or even in this case here, the dancing emojis here would really be happy because this simple, straightforward, simple and straightforward, simple and straightforward. And not unless you have a question, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to go to something different. It looks small, but very, very important function. Very, very important functions. These are very, how to write in capital letters. As an accountant, all my titles will be the capital letters. So when I'm formatting, I'll get a ninja who has said statement of financial position, but everything is small letters. I should be able to know how to format my thing, for example, to have everything read in capital. Read in capital. All right. Lucy Paule. Paul, we shall overcome. Lucy, you concatenate something there. Lucy, you can even put your own names and concatenate something there. All right. Okay. But do you have a upper, lower, and a proper? Do you have a upper, lower, and a proper somewhere there? Which Excel is that? Which Excel is that? Okay, let me just get the lower. Ooh, 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 ooh. Why don't we have now that one? Yeah, the one that you have, it doesn't have that. But what we do before then, like concatenation, they are calling it joining. No, 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 it's different. Ah, very sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. This is really, really, really sad. Let me see what to do. Do I share this? Let me see what to do because we must do something. We have to do something. We must do something. So then I would name this one and then share it because there are a few things. This one has, which the other one doesn't have. So let me just save here. I'll call it RCM final 2. Because I wanted to give one Excel sheet, but I'll be able to combine everything together. And then I provide one Excel sheet that has got everything. So you don't keep on looking for Excel sheets and workbooks all over. Excel 2. All right. All right. Yeah. So I'm doing something. Sorry for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is there anybody in this case here who supports some football team? Is there anybody who loves football here? Hmm. I can see you guys love big teams. I mean, very good, very good, very good, very good. I see you guys love big teams. Great, great. So then I would want us to straight away go to what we call VLOOKUP, vertical lookup. You can see VLOOKUP on this one that I've just shared. I've shared some other document there called RCM Excel 2. RCM Excel 2, then RCM Excel 2. Tell me whether you are able to see RCM Excel 2, and then you go straight away to the VLOOKUP. You go straight away to the VLOOKUP. This one you understand it very well, then automatically you are a high-level accountant. A high-level accountant. A high-level accountant. A high-level accountant. Elisha is sharing something. Elisha, Elisha, you sure you are sharing the right thing, Elisha, really? Elisha, why are you sharing your WhatsApp messages here, Elisha? I've been able to put it down very well, very fast, because I don't want you to share personal information here. It can also take us to court. In WhatsApp group, somebody should be able to help me to share this in WhatsApp group. Somebody please, who has been able to download, kindly take this to the WhatsApp group. As a man, I can't multitask very well. I can't multitask very well because all my minds now are here. You tell me again to look for my phone, start sharing, then the class can easily come to an end. So have we been able to get somebody, a good Samaritan, sharing it on WhatsApp? Any good Samaritan who has been able to share it on WhatsApp? Time is not on our side. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much, Samuel. Samuel, I should be able to give Samuel a gift. Samuel Kamau has been very consistent in all my classes, which is very, very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, then great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great. So then this is what I want all of us to do now. If you have been able to see this new workbook called RCM Excel 2, RCM Excel 2, RCM Excel 2, RCM Excel 2, you'll be able to see in this case here where we have teams. So we have Borussia. Borussia, of course, it has another name to make it complete. Borussia has another name. For those of you who love football, Borussia has another name. Borussia has another name. I'm so sure you guys are not football fans. Even if you are to be football fans, I'm 100% sure you don't have that enough time, but we shall overcome. We shall overcome. The only person who should be able to watch now football most of the time is myself, because now I'm starting my retirement. I'm starting my retirement. My work will be to teach at RCM now full-time, which I don't consider working. Then I'll be able to get a lot of time to do all those things that I never did. Very good, Ronaldo. Dortmund. Very good. Then we have Milan, Manchester United, Hamburger, Lazio, Fiorentina, Bayern, Liverpool, and then we have Arsenal. When I see this VLOOKUP, I normally remember some job that I lost some time back because I went to some shop here in Nairobi town that had advertised for some job there. Yeah, they wanted an accountant, and there I was. I'd never heard of anything like lookup functions. Like we have VLOOKUP, we have HLOOKUP, we have XLOOKUP. I'd never heard of that. So then that Mwindi, Mwindi is there very, very good in Excel. Perfect. Most of them, they'll come and do like ACCA level 1 only, and then they perfect their Excel skills, and then they perfect the Excel. So they perfect, in this case here, their Excel skills. All right. So then I went there, a whole list of about 10,000 rows having their products. Shirt, blue, this size. Another one by, so they told me to look for a particular shirt. And in this case here, somebody, some poor man's son was just trying to look for that shirt. So I was just scrolling down the pages. And then at the end of the day, I was able to tell this gentleman that, you know what, I can't even see it. And they are very, very right. The control find is not there. Very bright, these Indians here. So it is after that that this gentleman told me that go to YouTube and look for something called the VLOOKUP. And actually, this is the person who started there, sparring my interest in Excel. Since then, I started becoming very good in Excel. All right. So then here you are. You've gone in this case here to this interview, ladies and gentlemen. This poor man's son or daughter. So here you are. So in this particular interview, so this person tells you there are like 1,000 teams, and they simply want you to look for one team called Lazio. They want you to use a function, a particular function. There are very many functions, including filter, that you could use. In this case here, to get Lazio. So then what are you supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen? You will come here, and first of all, know that Lazio is a team. It's amongst these teams. So it's part of this column. It's part of this column. So then to look for it, I'm going to use what we call VLOOKUP. I'm going to use what we call vertical lookup. V stands for vertical lookup. And this is exactly what I will be able to do, ladies and gentlemen. I will come and say equals, then I say VLOOKUP. I can see it is here tab. Then you can see they're asking me for the lookup value. Lookup value is the item, the chart type that this guy had told me to look up for. In this case here, the lookup value is the team that this gentleman wants you to look up for. It is Lazio. And you can see Lazio is an external column team. And I would want this column H to be used throughout, because I'll be saying Lazio, which country? Lazio, Champions League. Lazio, games played. So I'm making reference to Lazio throughout. So it means that I must come here and lock H. So I say shift dollar. I told you that thing of dollar, I'll be using dollar throughout in my Excel. And then I come and continue with my journey. So with my journey, I'll be able, I'm following this syntax. Excel gives you everything. So come and put a comma there. Then we have the table array. So the table array, I will come and select this entire table. Like that. That's what we call table arrangement. I'll be able to repeat. Please allow me just to finish everything, and then I'll be able to repeat, ladies and gentlemen. So the table array must always be fully referenced. Table array, ladies and gentlemen, which always comes in red, must always be fully referenced. So in this case here, FN, F4, like that. Have so many dollars in it. Everything there is always referenced fully, because I don't want it to move. Comma. Now from there, they want me to give them the column index. So column index, so you see now we are here. We want to look for the country of Lazio. So we have column H is column 1. This country is column number what here? Is column number 2. Country is column number 2. So I'll be able to say here 2, and then I say comma like that. Ladies and gentlemen, from there I can see true or false. I can see approximate match or exact match. In finance, we in most cases talk of exact matches. I don't want a situation where VLOOKUP, where it is not able to give me something exactly, it gives me an approximate. No. In finance, 80% of the time, we would want, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the time, we would want, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, to have exact matches. If exact match is not there, let VLOOKUP return what we call false. Tell me it's not there. So then I'll be able to come here and click this. Double click. You can see false has gone up there. And then now I will be able to come and close. So when I close, I'll be able to say enter. So when I enter, I'm able to see Italy here. So, but you see, I'm supposed to drag this and then I get answers across. I'll be able to repeat. I'm not afraid. I get answers across. So, and you can see, like, for example, here, I'm happy. Lazio is an Italian company. But when I come here, I wanted the Champions League. So let me click there, I see the problem. You see, ladies and gentlemen, VLOOKUP is dependent on the column. Like you can see, I've clicked here, but the column showing here is 2. And then this is supposed to be the 3rd column. So I'm supposed to come to the formula bar here, and then I replace this with 3. You can see now, Lazio never played in Champions League. I'll be able to come here. This is supposed to be column number 4. And I can see the column is here. So I'm supposed to come here and backspace. I say 4 there. I enter. How many points did it get? It never got Italian points. No. So I just need to come here. You can see it is fixated at 2. So I have to change this manually. So I need to come, ladies and gentlemen, here. Say this is column number 5. I say what year? I say enter. Now, please listen. I would want to repeat this now in quite a slow fashion way, in a way that all of us will be able to understand. Please listen. What have I done, ladies and gentlemen? What have I done, ladies and gentlemen? What I've done, I've used something called the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP. And the VLOOKUP, ladies and gentlemen, is a special, for those of you, I'm so sure in your accounts department, you're using VLOOKUP, although most of you have never understood what it does. You simply got a boss who trained you that you should be using VLOOKUP to do bank reconciliation, use VLOOKUP to do this. You use it religiously, but you've never really gotten to understand, and that is why we are here. That is where we are here. So come here, and then you say equals VLOOKUP. I can see it is coming up. And then lookup value, it is this last zero that I want. Come and lock H, because you don't want the H to be dancing H. So shift 4 to put the dollar, continue with the journey. And then table array. So table array, you come and select the whole of this original table. Table array must always be fully fixed. Table array must always be fully fixed. So how do we fully fix a table? By saying F4 or function F4. Or you can put these dollars manually before each. Then you come and say comma. Then we have column index. You see, these columns are many. When there are many columns like that, ladies and gentlemen, as a shortcut, when you have many columns and you don't want to be changing like that, you can come and use these brackets here. The curly bracket, we call them curly bracket. If you look at on top of your enter there, we have the box bracket and then curly, the one that is curly. Right? So you normally use curly to capture when you have many columns, you use curly bracket. So this curly bracket, I'm using them whenever I've got many columns, like a column for country, which is column 2, comma, column 3, comma, column 4, comma, up to column number 5 for points and then I come and curly up things. I come and curly up things. So then I've taken care of my column index. I'll come and say, comma, as you get used, normally these false is the same as 0. But for now, let's just come and click it force like that. And then now we should be able to come and, ladies and gentlemen, do what here, close brackets, and then you say enter. Wow, magic. Now everything is returned to me very well. And I would now want to repeat this because now this is what I'll be using. Now, when they come and ask me, hey, now we don't want Lazio, when you have been able to corner these ninjas, if they tell you, hey, now you want Arsenal, now you want Arsenal, now you want Arsenal, like that. I'll tell them no problem. If you want Arsenal, no problem. I'll simply come and highlight this and then write Arsenal, the one they want down there. And then I just take this thing down like that. So you can see it is telling me Arsenal is an England team. Yes, that is 879. Look at this. Arsenal is an England team. Yes, you can see it has been able to return everything correctly. Yeah, there's an error here because there's no team here. So for me to be able to auto-populate this, it's very easy. So I'll come here and for example, when they ask me about Bayern, I'll simply type there. Now I have an automated table. I have an automated table. Now I'm so sure, ladies and gentlemen, nobody has understood even nothing. I'm so sure this one I have to repeat, and I can assure you that I will not be able to teach any other concept today other than VLOOKUP. For the next 30 or 40 minutes or so, I'm just repeating this concept of VLOOKUP because of how important it is at your workplaces. This is so important. Don't even dance because I'm so sure there is nobody who has understood even nothing. Or if you have understood, you mean and you have understood, what do you mean? Or the screen shared is more okay, then I'll be able to, yeah, vertical lookup. Yeah, great. So are you relaxed? I want to know whether you're relaxed so that I can now start from scratch the VLOOKUP. Are you now relaxed? You know, you must relax. You must breathe in deeply. You must breathe in deeply. You must relax. If you don't relax, you'll be getting 0 things, you know? Okay. All right. So now we are okay now. Mwalimu can start. Mwalimu can start. All right. Okay, so come here. So they have told me to look for Lazio. So Lazio is part of this column. It's vertical lookup. So then you'll come here and say equals. So we have here V lookup. It's a function in Excel. I can see it has come there in blue. Say tab. So lookup value, it is Lazio. And remember, this is an outer column H, a column of reference. So column H has to be done what here? Has to be blocked or locked. So shift dollar, H alone. Lookup value is the item I'm looking for. Then come here, ladies and gentlemen, and they say comma. Then we look for the table array, the entire table, this table. You can highlight it manually. But now remember, after finishing highlighting it, then you have to hit F4. You must hit F4. So which F4 am I talking about? Escape. The F4 that I'm talking about is the one you are seeing up there on escape, F1, F2, F3. So I'm talking of F4. F4. So there are computers that when you press F4 once, you get those dollars showing. There's some computers that you must combine FN with F4 simultaneously. I hope you guys are able to see FN near control. So I start again, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm looking for country, which is column number 2. So I'm saying equals. So we have here V lookup. Lookup value is here. Then come here and fix this F, not F, but H alone. So shift dollar. Then you'll be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, and say comma. So table array. So table array, we have like that. Then we have what here? This table array now is the one you use this FN F4, depending on your computer. So mine, I have to use FN F4 like that to get so many dollars to fully fix it. Table array shall always be fully fixed. Table array shall always be fully fixed. And then you continue. So from there now we have the column indices. The column indices, I need the information for country, column 2, Champions League, column 3, games played, column 4, points and column 5. So then in this case here, I can only put them in curly bracket. The curly bracket is the one that comes after P, letter P, or P, letter P. You'll be able to see there are 2 brackets. That there is the box bracket, big one, and then there is a curly on top. So the one on top, you have to say shift for you to access it. And then don't forget you need from column 2. So column 2, comma, column 3, comma, column 4, comma, column 5. Don't put a comma because 5 is the last column. Then now you should be able to come and curly these again. All right. Then we have in this case, after column index, you'll be able to come and say comma there. All right. And then now you'll be able to come here and tell us false. You double click there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to come here and do what here? Lock this with a normal bracket, not curly bracket. You're closing this with a normal bracket, and then now you enter like that. Everything comes like that. Do we have even a single student who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Even one student I can see Elo dancing, which is very good, at least 1 out of 100. That's 1%. I must be a good teacher. Irene, thank you. Anne is dancing. Samuel is dancing. FN F4, imeleta shida tabi. You don't have to use FN F4. You can use F4 alone. Remember, Excel is about trying. You keep on trying until things work. You keep on trying until things work. Everything of mine is Italy. I know why. It's because you're using a 2010 version of Excel. And we said yesterday, you use a 2021 version, minimum. 2021. There's a young man who used to sell these 2021, although I'm not supposed to talk about it a lot. And I can see somebody asking here, inboxing me about registering for this Excel. Any registration you may want with that, be with us, be it Excel, CPA, ACCA, please call our school's number 0719 525 000. 0719 525 000. That's our number. And then, of course, on YouTube, expect always to do what here. I mean, Mwalimu expects you to support him by you guys sharing. Otherwise, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Be safe always. Yeah, she can't believe it. You don't charge her, just leave. Yeah, you have to report, you have to export your work to Excel. Excel is key, yes. Patrick, don't charge your boss. Your boss is your boss. Don't charge her. Thank you so much. Bye.